Y'all, I'm in my easy era. Meaning if it's not easy, I'm not doing it. Now, I mean, easy isn't easy. Let's be real. For humans, easy is not easy. I was taught as a young girl that hard work pays off. I remember hearing money doesn't grow on trees. I was told to save everything I could for a rainy day. Excuse my doggies, they're playing, as we all should. But as a human, easy isn't easy. And I don't know where this started, but based on what I know about human development and sociology and, tribes to industry, we outgrew what we were made for. You see, our nervous systems were made to connect to about 3 to 5 core people, really. A family of origin, a tribe, and then the tribe was meant to be about 120 people. And the internet has changed that, and thank goodness, because you couldn't watch this if you were not on the internet. But somewhere along the way, we forgot to feel. Our bodies forgot how to feel, and our minds took over. Oops, I spilled coffee. What does this say? You are my person. You're my person. So, accomplishment and mindset and productivity took over being. And I don't know how much you know about the body or how much you've heard. Thank goodness a lot more information is being shared mainstream. But, Bruce Lipton, Zach Bush, MD, several others. Dr. Gabor Mate, he specializes in addiction recovery. But disconnection from the human experience and from having meaningful connection to other humans is what fuels a lot of the dis-ease. And when I say that, I mean lack of ease in the body. Like everything being harder than it needs to be. Push, push, push. External pressure. And this morning I had a conversation with my husband. I was crying, right? And I looked at the planetary alignments, and there's a lot of ancestral drama coming up with the planetary alignments, with my placements in particular. I used to not pay attention to those things. My South Node is Sagittarius. It's all about the knowing, the researching. I was a researcher for 10 years, and then I spent 20,000 hours in front of human bodies affecting real change and watching who got healthy, who didn't, and why. Everything from epigenetics to nutrition to movement. And really it boiled down to one thing: how much space was in the person's life to actually feel what was present. Another thing that the planetary stuff slapped in my face that I can attest is true. Look, spilled coffee everywhere. Excuse me, it's fine. But I'm in nature, isn't it beautiful? Is emotional pain, y'all. I was so disconnected for so long. Accomplish with a business, as an entrepreneur, servicing people, that I couldn't feel my own shit. And I was never shown how. And if you know anything about, narcissism or codependency, they're words for conflicts in the body that just melt into our personalities and how we do life and how we nurture or tend to children and how we experience others around us and what we share and what we receive. And, well, I was taught to disconnect from a very early age to be strong. I was the strong one. And my mom died at 5. So, I just defaulted to strong. And for a very long time, I couldn't feel feelings. And y'all, this last couple months, I have felt so much. I cleared everything off my calendars. I created a lot of space. And I felt all the shit and all the fear of all of the effing stories still living in my body. And I've done a lot of deep subconscious work. And without that work, I wouldn't have been able to connect to those feelings. The cool thing about our body is, really didn't think this through. The cool thing about our bodies is they metabolize experience. And so what will happen, especially with a cycle breaker, is I'm going to say she. Most of the ones that I know that are cycle breakers are women, and they lead the men to break cycles. Now, men lead in the physical world, women lead in the spiritual and emotional world. We are literally the portals to life. So we metabolize human experience, and what is not able to be metabolized by one generation will be passed to the next. Genetically, through the soul's code, when I was in chiropractic school, I was shocked to learn, I knew this, right? In my physics class in undergraduate, there was a master's student studying the soul's journey. And this was back in 2005. There is a mass difference, meaning X amount of grams difference between a live human and a human once they've passed. That difference is the soul. The soul literally takes up space, and it takes up space. It is energy. The only difference I learned in chiropractic school was between a cadaver, however morbid that sounds, and a live human. You're seeing all my reel today. Is electricity. That's it. Your soul is literally electricity. And whether you believe in reincarnation or not, whether, whatever it is, whether it's creationism, evolution, I believe in a power greater than me. There's so much order to this beautiful universe, and so many unexplainable miracles that, how can there not be something? So whatever it is, just know you are literally electricity. You are literally lightning in a body. And when our bodies cannot feel and connect with those emotions and the human experiences, information cannot flow through us, and we cannot evolve as we were meant to. And this is where density forms in the body, which ends up being diagnosable things. I also learned in chiropractic school that masses in the body have to be a certain size before they're even visible on radiography. And about 4 times in your life, if you were to be radiographed or, have any kind of imaging done, you'll see a mass that will scare the crap out of you. And most of the time, the body will handle that as long as the body has capacity to metabolize your experience. If it doesn't, your body will do what it can to adapt. It is always adapting smart. So most of the diseases, and again, I'm not here to diagnose, treat, medical disclaimer, all the things, doctor of chiropractic, speaking from real world experience, lived experience, and what I learned. Most of the experiences we have that turn to diagnosable conditions can be metabolized if we just have the space and support. And that is why I got into the deep subconscious work that I do, to create that space internally to metabolize the experiences that unknowingly we are taught to turn away from as youngsters. By age 7, the way you view everything is locked in. This is not an opinion, this is fact. I looked it up. I have an entire book. I have a whole subset of book. By the way, by the time research has proven it's old, about 15 years. So there's research on this, meaning it's really old, right? And when I learned about the amygdala, if we can point at something, I'm going to point at the amygdala. It's a little almond-shaped organ that remembers everything your mind can't. It remembers what the womb was like. It remembers what your mom was feeling when you were conceived, right before you were conceived. You see, when your mother is in utero with your grandmother, like when she's in your grandmother's womb, I believe it's 2nd trimester, that's when you develop as an egg in your mom's ovaries. So there's a point in time, about 6 months, now I'll have to go look that up, but whatever, for months, you are present with your mother in your grandmother's womb. And if we're going to talk trauma, I like to call it outdated intelligence because your body's always adapting intelligently. When there is outdated intelligence or trauma, as we know it, big T, little t, whatever, parts, stories that take over the mind, anxiety, whatever it is, right? That body panic, that's passed down generationally, directly to generations. Now imagine your mother is an egg and your grandmother's ovary when your grandmother is in your great-grandmother's womb. So it's wild when you think about this. We are all connected. We're all connected at a soul level, which is the energetic piece of us. That undeniable energetic piece of us that is literally the electricity. When you walk in the room, you can feel energy, right? You're feeling the electricity coming off the other human. We have words for these. Auras, energy, vibes, you know. It can be measured. Some people like to dismiss it, but in all reality, everything that you see with your eyes, or you hear with your ears, or you feel with your skin is a wavelength that your body is interpreting. Now, whether that's color, or whether that's sound or tone, or whether it's pressure on your skin or a tickle, that is a wavelength that your body is interpreting. Now, things that manifest into reality, that's a wave collapsing into a particle. So, oh, my dogs are flipping the hammock, y'all. Can't really see it well. So, the quantum field is real, and your body is an amazing metabolizer. It's always adapting. She's literally your safe harbor. And women, you are the womb of life. You have a life portal in you. The women are directly connected to the spiritual world. And we are emotional by nature. We are supposed to be. That is how, in earlier times, tribes kept a beat on everyone's, I don't want to say level of safety. It kept a beat on how everyone was doing. How connected are we? Are we all emotionally healthy? Is everyone tended to? Is there anything we're not seeing? Because women pick up on everything. That sixth sense, you know, maybe it's seventh sense, but women know. We know, and we've been taught to not know. We've been taught that our knowing is woo-woo or emotional or hormonal or whatever. Yes, we are on a 28 to, I guess, 32-day cycle. I'm not sure. Everyone's a little different. But when women get together, we sync up. That is because we are energetically connected. We are vibing together. Men go through all that in a day, in a 24-hour day. And so, easy is not easy. Especially when we were taught to disconnect. And especially as women, when we were taught, you gotta take care of yourself. Because it's tough out there. When those are the messages your body gets, that's how it interprets everything. And then when easy walks through the door, your body may say, we're here for struggle. We only understand struggle. Easy is dangerous. Because see, your amygdala memorizes everything. It memorizes what's happening in your mom's womb. It memorizes her emotional state. It memorizes the hormones present. If she was under any kind of duress, that is your emotional baseline. That's your nervous system baseline. You inherit your mitochondrial function from mom. She is literally the baseline and the blueprint for your nervous system. Whatever her nervous system function was, whether she was able to be emotionally present, whether she was emotionally safe or, emotionally cared for, physically safe, physically cared for, or if she was under stress all the freaking time trying to figure out how to make it work as a single mother, or maybe dealing with chaos at home or not enough resources or scarcity or wondering how she's going to eat, that'll be your baseline. Even when reality around you doesn't match. Because your body is reading from your baseline and interpreting the world through your baseline that your mother handed you. And manifestation will not fucking happen the way you want it to with your mind if your body is operating at a different level. So until your body is up to date with what your soul and your mind know that you want, it will pull the trump card because your body is this beautiful being meant to carry you through life. And the way we were designed was to have everything important written in our programming by 7. I don't know about y'all, but I haven't met one person who doesn't need to clear some major emotional freaking shit and some generational trauma from their bodies that is interpreted through their mind and their soul and misinterpreting everything in life. So many people have a really good freaking life that they can't even enjoy because their body is interpreting everything through struggle and fear and not enough, and all these stories that were laid in your body based on a belief created by a hard decision that had to be made by someone that wasn't metabolized through your ancestry. And your soul's code, your purpose lives in your body through your soul. If your body is busy screaming about everything that it's trying to protect you from, that may or may not be playing out in your environment. This is the whole, hey doc, my internal experiences to like anxiety, depression, all the, like it shows up mentally. It shows up physically and emotionally. And until it's diagnosable, the way our system works is it's not treatable yet. By the time it's treatable, there's been a lot happening that was not fun. And yeah, so this is why I do the work that I do. That subconscious stuff will really keep you from taking one step in front of the other or steal your peace. You know, you could have a beautiful place like this and wake up in freaking fear and panic. Ask me how I know. And sometimes that's metabolizing experience that's been ignored until now, and sometimes that's your body's baseline. Usually they're 100% connected. There's also the observer effect. Whatever you expect will play out. Plenty of information out there on this, but that's also coming from the body. So whatever you inherited from mom, that's what you're living. And if mom wasn't able to be, if she wasn't emotionally taken care of and safe and expansive and connected and free and had time to enjoy, and as one of my mentors says, creatively loaf, your body will not feel safe doing that. All right, love you all.